Hi Susan, I've made this training video to help you learn how to create the daily reports that I need for my stock trading project. There's a lot of information here, so I don't expect you to absorb it all at once, but here's my best attempt to give you an overview. First, I want you to look at this directory structure. I'm going to give you the ability via Dropbox to have this kind of structure, indeed this very structure, on your own computer. For now, this is the version of it on mine, but you're going to have something that pretty well matches it up when I send you a Dropbox invitation and then you accept that invitation. So you are going to see a master directory, which I guess you can, I'm not sure exactly what you can see from my screen in this recording. We'll discover that once we look at it, but there'll be a top level directory with your name and then a couple of directories underneath. For now, I want you to look at data files. And within data files, we have a series of subdirectories, one for each trading day. A trading day is a Monday through Friday when the markets are open. Let's look at the December 1 trading day. Now, I picked December 1 only because that was a day on which I had time to do the full set of reports. I'm hoping to get you to the point where you can generate a full set for me every day. Up till now, it's been so time consuming that together with my other things to do, I haven't created all reports every day, but this is what a complete set of daily reports looks like. So let's expand things so you can kind of see a little better what we have here. Mainly what I want you to see is that there are two different types of reports, meaning in format. So the first set from there to here, those are all Microsoft Excel files. And that's where we start. I'm going to show you how to use an online website, the Portfolio 123 website, to generate a series of Excel worksheets. And once you have generated each worksheet, I'm then going to show you how to turn that worksheet into a PDF file, because a PDF file is the way I want to use the information. In other words, I want to end up with a series of PDF files that will tell me what stocks to buy and sell today. Let's look at one sample just to give you a little bit of the flavor. So these are all bizarre names that you're not going to really make sense of in the beginning, but we're going to take one of these at semi-random called Bumpus Rank. And as you can see here, the PDF of Bumpus Rank is a brief report with about 20 or 19 names on it, at least on December 1. That's how many names it had. Each row is one stock. So it said, for example, a stock whose ticker is AMRB and whose name is American River Bankshares had certain characteristics. And at the end of your work, you will have produced this report for me. It's a 2-page report. You'll have produced the PDF for it. You'll help transfer it, or at least get it ready for me to transfer to my system, and then I will print out this report together with about 10 other reports, and each of these reports will give me the names of certain stocks represented by their ticker and the corporate name that I should consider buying today. But all you really need to know, at least for now, is that you're going to be generating a series of Excel worksheets, and each time you generate a worksheet, you're then going to turn that into a PDF, and you're going to hold this whole set of Excel worksheets and PDF documents on your system, and then you're going to basically upload that to Dropbox, and I'm going to download it so that I have your work product. So let's now start with how you are going to create these Excel worksheets. For now, I want you to disregard the ones that say trading recommendation. Those are a special kind of category, and we're not going to worry about that in today's training video. So trading recommendation alpha ratings order, trading recommendations ratings order, and trading recommendations since a particular day for another day. Those are for special reports that we will cover in a future training video. For today, what I'm going to try to teach you to do is the other kinds of reports, and you can think of those all as screen reports taken directly from Portfolio 123. So what we've got is, I believe, 8 reports. Let me see if I can count them here. So Bumpus Rank, and I'm going to give you the kind of code name by which I know each of these. These are long names for super careful identification purposes, but I just use a 1 or 2 word code name to distinguish one from the other. So this one I call Bumpus Rank. This one I call 50 slash a quarter, that is 50 slash 0.25%. This one I call 25 base. These two, there's actually a duplicate here, so I'm actually going to remove this right now because I think it's basically confusing. I don't know why I did 2. This one I think of as being overweight 5. This one is overweight 6. This one is 50 base new vol. Notice that that's different from 50 base a quarter. So then we have earnings surprise. Then we have growth. That's the key term right here, growth. And that's it. So let's just count them. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's the correct number. So every day, putting aside the trading recommendation reports that we're going to work on a different video, the core first order of business for you is to generate every day for me these 8 reports, which, to review, I think of as being Bumpus Rank, 50 slash a quarter, 25, overweight 5, overweight 6, 50 slash new vol, earnings surprise, and basic growth. So let's look then at how you're going to do that. Well, the first thing I want you to focus on is where you're going to put them. Once I show you how to put them, where will you put them? And the answer is that on your system, you will create a new directory for every day, and it will have the name, a name which has basically the date, followed by the word trading. So for today, when I'm making this instructional video for you, the day happens to be December 15th. So I've set up this directory for you, and right now it's vacant, but if you were doing this, you would set it up as a new directory called 12-15-16 space trading. And that's where you would put the Excel files you're going to create, as well as the PDFs that you're going to make from these Excel files. I've also set up a file that's a training directory for you. So the first time you do this, put everything into this file where I left out the date. Why don't you just keep the XX and you'll put your files into this special directory with the XX. But I'm going to show you in our training video how you would put them into a directory with today's name, and if you were doing this on December 15th and I hadn't already done it, you would be putting them into the December 15th directory. So you would start by being in this directory so that that's easily at hand. Okay, then what you're going to do is you're going to go to your browser, and I would like you to use Chrome. So try to get Chrome installed, which is, as you probably know, a product of made by Google, and I've worked everything out so that the Chrome browser works pretty well with this set of functions. So try to use Chrome, and if you cannot get Chrome working properly, then we'll worry about some alternative browser. Next, I would think you should try Firefox. I am not a fan of Internet Explorer for various reasons. Okay, so first you're going to go to the Portfolio 123 website. So to do that, you're just going to type portfolio, 123.com and return. And you are going to log in as me. This is a very important point here, that for this to work properly, you have to log in under my username and password, because only if you do that will you be given the opportunity to run the correct reports. So to do that, you're going to have to put in my username, and as you can see here, that's my first initial and last name, S. Emanuel, S-E-M-A-N-U-E-L. So you're just going to type that like so, and then the password. I guess realistically, I have to tell you what the password is. So it's M-I-K-E, short for Michael. So I've typed M-I-K-E, and for now, do not click the Keep Me Logged In button, because I think if you click that, that may have some undesirable side effects once I need to come in and use it later in the day. Okay, so then you're going to click Log In. You're going to come to this central screen, and what you're going to do is to go to Screen, the Screen tab, and underneath that you're going to the option called Screens, not P123 screens, but just regular screens. This is what you will see, and you'll see that I have a whole lot of screens, 1,619 of them to be precise, but all you care about is my active trading screens. So the topmost sublist under my screens is 1 hyphen, then my initials, SE hyphen active trading, and you'll see that there are 16 of these screens that fall within the active trading category, and you'll see them here. You then want to sort them by last run, most recent first, and generally that's the way they'll come out. You only want to mess with the most recently run 8. Those are the same we saw before. So under usual circumstances, what you will see is that you will be coming in the morning. You will be doing this probably from around 8 a.m. till 9:30, something like that. We'll work on the details. But in that circumstance, if today is December 15th, and that's a Tuesday through Friday, in other words, yesterday was a trading day, typically what you will see is that the most recent screens were run yesterday, which would be 12/14, though in fact I got very busy yesterday, so I didn't run them, so the most recent was 12/13. But under the ordinary circumstances, if it's December 15th today, you will see about 8 screens, all of them run last. Remember, we're interested in the last run value, and you will see that they are from the day before, that they were run on 12/14, but in this case it's 12/13. And your job is to run them from earliest to latest, but only in this group of 8. So it's the same ones we went over before. From last run to most recent run, it's basic growth, overweight 5, 25 base, 50 base / new vol, overweight 6, Bumpus rank, earnings surprise, and 50 base / a quarter. Those same 8. So starting from the bottom, i.e. the one I or you ran last of this current batch, you're going to click on the name, and you're going to see this display. You should always have the Rules tab clicked. That shows a whole set of rules that tell the system which stocks to pick out of a universe of about 9,000 stocks that Portfolio 123 knows about. So we're not going to get into what these rules mean, but I'm just going to give you a little bit of the flavor here. This says that the short interest ratio, the number of the amount of stock that somebody is betting to go down as a percentage of all the shares, has to be less than 20%. This says that the average analyst's recommendation from 4 weeks ago can't be worse than can't be better rather than the recommendation right now. This says that the average daily total over the last 5 days has to be at least 200,000 shares. This says the dividend yield has to be less than 2%. So you get the idea. You don't have to know how those work or really what they do. All you need to understand is that that's helping us produce a particular list of stocks that our experiments done by me and by Curtis Hemmerling, who's my associate who lives in Canada, have worked out for stocks that are likely to go up in value. So you then want to click on Clear Results to wipe out the results of the last time we ran this. Make sure we're starting with a clean slate. And then what you want to do is click the Run Screen button. So you're going to click the Run Screen button, and the system should respond quite rapidly. You then want to extend the screen results by clicking on these arrows that point outward. And once you've clicked it, you'll see now the arrows point together. You just want to make sure you have extended it so that you see the full list. You don't actually have to see it. You just have to know that that has been pressed so that the arrows are now pointing towards each other. So you'll see that this returned a group of stocks. Some will return only about 5. It's 1 stock per row. So here the first one it returned was a ticker of CHFN. The name of the company for which that's the ticker is Charter Financial Corp. Next one, ADES, was the ticker, and Advanced Admissions Solution was the name. And then there's other data, and the data actually goes off the side of what you can see here, but none of that really matters to you. You're just trying to run the report and get the report to me. Okay, then the real critical next, well, a couple steps. So make sure that this says Saved Reports. You might find it clicked to something else, but your job is to make sure that it always says Saved Reports. And then you want it to say Best 25 Fields. That's something that I've worked out over the years as being the fields that I want to capture in this report. So I want to have the sector code, the industry code, the price, the market capitalization, etc., etc. But all you need to know is that you clicked Best 25 Fields. Now comes the key step. You're going to click on this icon, which is the Microsoft Excel icon. And when you click on that, the system is going to generate an Excel file. And the Excel file is what you'll need to make sure it gets on your system. And you're then going to kind of manipulate it. So you'll see at the bottom, I'm not certain that your operating system will work the same way, but I'm hoping that it will, that you will see the file, the Excel file created, shown here at the bottom left of your screen. On the assumption that that's what happened, then you are going to double click on that. There's some stuff that I'm going to have to mess around with to show you. You're going to get this error message saying the file format and extension of this file don't match with something else. Just click yes, meaning I want to go ahead anyway. Then you may want to get rid of this thing underneath. If you already had an Excel spreadsheet working, it's showing up underneath, and you want to just get rid of it by pressing the down arrow. So now I'm trying to get this into the part of your screen that you can view in this recording. So you will see an Excel file that was made from this Portfolio 123 report. You want to open up, you want to widen this left-hand column so you can read the date, which may sometimes be obscured. That will be today's date. This is the name of the screen. So if your cursor is here up in this top line, you'll see the full name of the file, the screen. So this is indeed the basic growth screen, and it's run on 12/15, which will always be today's date, and then you just want to check that you got something whose stocks seem to match. So the first line here is CHFN, otherwise known as Charter Financial, and here again we have the ticker of CHFN and Charter Financial. You can widen this a bit for space reasons. I keep this kind of small, kind of narrow. You don't have to worry about widening it unless you want to read it. All the information will get to me whether you widen it or not. But here, widening it was useful so that you can see, yes, it's got Charter Financial. Maybe you check the second one, ADES and Advanced Admissions Solution. Yep, ADES and Advanced Admissions Solution. That's really all you need to know to be sure that this report on P123, Portfolio 123, got translated successfully into an Excel worksheet with the same information. Okay, now what you want to do is you want to get this into the correct format. To clean up your screen a little bit, I'm going to minimize the Chrome browser by clicking on the minus thing so that all I have is this worksheet. To do the formatting, what I want you to do is to use a specimen file that I've created for you and put in a directory. So you're going to leave this here. You're not going to try to change it. You're not going to rename it. What instead you're going to do is you're going to take a different file that's in the right format, and you're going to import the contents of this starter file into our correctly formatted file that has the wrong data. So it's sort of like gene splicing. This is the gene that has the good info, and then we're about to look at the target gene file that has the right structure but doesn't have the right contents. So you're going to go to Open, you're going to go to Browse, and you are going to go to your directory as I'm going to show you here. So somewhere on your system you're going to have a directory called Susan Shipwash. At least that's the way I've got it on mine. We'll probably make such for you also, though maybe we'll call it Susan Shipwash - Emmanuel for clarity. But in any event, you will, I'm taken aback for the moment. Something isn't happening quite the way I want it to happen. I think I know what the problem is. So for now, ignore this Dropbox part. Let's see. Yeah. It's going to be a little confusing. The way I've got it set up on my system is a little different than the way you will have it on yours. So for now, let me see whether I can correct this problem. Okay, I am going to make this be the end of the first training file, and I'm going to start a new training file once I get things figured out. So don't worry that I'm leaving you in the lurch. We're going to end this one, and then you're going to start on the second training file in the set, where I'll show you how to find the correctly formatted file that we're going to be using for format purposes.